Barkha reminds me of Nani Palkhiwala, and incidentally the book says we the people, and what he says is India is a rich country, we all are trying our best to keep it poor, and I can tell you this is one of the richest country the world can ever see. But where is the money going? If Mr. Chidambaram, who I respect a lot as a brilliant person, you mean to say either we are fooling ourselves or we are fooling people at large?
Why do you say that?
42,000 people only? What are we talking about? Come on now. I can bet you there are more than 1 million people, more than 1 million.
How do you reach this figure?
You know,
you mean the Crorepati Club is that big?
I'll tell you, I've got my figures. I've done my homework.
Okay.
If you, I normally do my homework. Sometimes I get kicked out for that. That's a different story. There is a hotel called Claridge's.
Yes.
And there is a pawn shop we sometimes frequent. You will find BMW, Mercedes, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But I won't be surprised if that Panwala is also coming in that bracket.
Yeah.
But you are just closing your eyes. Why? And I'll tell you with all the sense of responsibility that we, the political system, is part of the problem. We are partner in the crime. Do you know, in last few years, the figure says that the political parties, I'm talking about last 6 years or so, have collected more than 6,000 crores of rupees. This is official, and we don't pay tax on that. And if we don't pay tax on that, how do we expect to collect tax from the people?
Yeah.
And the figure is very, very clear. The government had appointed 3 agencies to find out what is the quantum of black money. They applied the World Bank figure, and they found out that the entire GDP, if it is 100 lakh crore, then the black money portion of the GDP is minimum, very conservative, is 30 lakh crore. So if we are collecting 10 lakh crore, please understand, I'll repeat it, if we are collecting 10 lakh crore revenue from 70 lakh crore, then we could easily collect 4 lakh crore from the 30 lakh crore which we are not seeing at all. And in that 30 lakh crore, what are we talking about? 33,000 Narega, 24,000 to 24,000 crore only to the railways? We can change the entire country's entire economy. And what you say, I bet you, if you have a sensible person, you mean business, first of all you have got to tax the entire political system.
That's a very radical thing to say.
And I tell you, I'll just repeat.
No political party will agree to it.
No political party. Today, if you find cash in any of the political party, and I'll give you an example. The person used to be a member of parliament from northern India. Today is somebody else. I don't want to name. He was found with cash. And he paid that cash to get his land converted from lease holding to freehold lending. And he paid 22 lakhs, took out from the bank. And he said, oh, my party had put the money in the bank. And there was no penalty, nothing. I mean, we are getting away with murder. Please understand, this is not going to last. It is not acceptable.
Very strong words there. And before I take that to Kirit Pai, I just want Sachin Pilot and Adi Godrej to come in there. The fact that the political system, the political funding in this country has never been transparent, that the donations garnered by political parties alone are 6,000 crores, that if you could tax the unaccounted for wealth, then actually, I mean, the figure 25 to 30 lakh crores black money, 3 lakh crores spent on welfare schemes. Huge difference there, Sachin.
You know, all these numbers are floating around, and I'm sure the quantum is large, but when you say unaccounted, then how do you come up with the figure of what percentage?
This is the government's own report, 25 lakh crores, conservative estimate.
The important point is that it's an estimation. What we have to get to the bottom of is to understand what mechanics we adopt to be able to tap into that. Now, we can make calculations and say we'll get this much, that much, but what's happening on the ground is almost nothing in terms of being able to detect that money. But I can tell you, like the finance minister said today, there are 35,000 notices going out next week to people who have not filed their returns, but we know, the government knows that they are spending money through credit cards or buying or whatever they're doing. 35,000
What about
notices.
NCP ministers who have lavish weddings in Maharashtra?
I mean, everyone should be accounted for. If it's a minister or a politician or a bureaucrat, doesn't matter. If you have undisclosed, unofficial amount of money,
Yeah.
he or she should be taken to task. And by the way, it's not just about filing cases. What we sometimes don't do is recover the money. We put the person in jail, but the money is gone.
But the money just goes.
you know,
I just interrupt.
Yeah.
Elections are coming round the corner,
Yeah.
2014 or maybe earlier, I don't know. Doesn't matter who is the finance minister. And I'm not directing to the present finance minister.
Yeah.
It could have been somebody else.
Yeah.
We are going to have bags of cash coming,
Yeah.
including to the finance minister. Is he going to ask the person, "Ki ye kahan se laya? What is the source? Have you paid tax on this?"
Now, how do you say,
He's
how do
not
you say
going to
bags
ask.
of money will go to the finance
It is,
minister? That's a
it's a fact
sweeping
of
statement.
life.
You're
It's
talking
going
about
to the
political
party.
donations to parties, right?
Yes, to the party.
Okay.
But then it comes to the individual person who fights elections. Barkha, my point is,
Yeah.
if Gangotri is Mali, how can Ganga be clean?
Adi Godrej and then Kirit Parikh. The important point being here is that the reason that people feel cynical is not because they don't accept that there's a rich-poor divide in this country that sometimes really feels abhorrent. We accept that. It is an abhorrent gap. It is a distasteful gap. But that there is so much hypocrisy in the political system that when a decision is taken by the system, people aren't convinced. Political donations being a part of it. Now, many of these donations come from industry.
Well, I think we should have state financing of elections. I think that could be an electoral reform that would be very useful. I'm not saying there still wouldn't be black money going into politics, but it would come down very considerably. I think lower rates of taxes through most economies have always led to much greater tax compliance.
Yeah.
It leads to much less black money generated. So lower rates of tax. If you see the countries which are fiscally the best managed, countries like Singapore, Hong Kong, etc., they have reasonably low rates of taxes. We used to have 92% marginal rate of income tax and our GDP growth rate was 3%.
Yeah.
Higher rates of taxes don't necessarily lead to higher collection of taxes. What is important
Is to widen the
for a
base.
country is tax to GDP ratio.
Yeah.
And usually lower rates of taxes, both indirect and direct, lead to better compliance.
Kirit Parikh, you were of course among the first people in this country as an economist to argue that it was time to end subsidies, for example, on diesel. That much of these subsidies were being guzzled by an elite class that was driving their SUVs, for example. You even recommended a 50,000 rupee levy for those who drove SUVs. Now, you've seen a lot of heartburn by the automobile industry this time after these are going to cost more. But I want to come back to the central idea. Is the central idea, as the minister is arguing, that it's okay for the rich to pay a little more because it doesn't cost them more? Or is there a deeper point of hypocrisy that is being raised here, that if unless addressed, it makes all of this mere tokenism?
No, I think one has to recognize that all the countries in the world have progressive income tax.
Yeah.
And why are we concerned about this marginal increase in the very high rate of income tax? All of us are paying higher and higher income tax and people who are earning less money than we do.
Yeah.
So there is progressive income tax is the norm around the world. There is nothing, and this is just one element of it. So this is not something that should really get you worked up. The question then comes is, what should be the rate of tax? Adit has pointed out that yes, if you have very high rate of tax, people evade it and they don't pay for it. You know, that as either leave the country or evade it or what have you. And so there is a point in having a reasonable rate of tax. Now our tax rates, marginal tax rates, even the highest one, is lower than many developed industrialized countries. One could say that we should compare ourselves with the East Asian countries.
With emerging economies and not the developed world. Yeah.
But there what we should compare is not really the marginal tax rate, but our tax to GDP ratio. Now we have a very low tax to GDP ratio. We need money to put in many infrastructure and many other development in the country.
But Kirit Parikh, do you believe the surcharge is a non-issue? You're saying it's so marginal that it's a non-issue.
I think it's a non-issue. The surcharge is a non-issue and you should just think of it.
But Mr. Godrej made the point that it's okay because it's for a year. It could be here to stay.
Beg your pardon?
It could be here to stay. Right now it's here for just a year.
I mean, even if it's here to stay, I don't think it's going to make an enormous difference. But it's really clear that those who are escaping taxes, we must get them. I mean, if you say that because some people are evading taxes, the rich should not be taxed, then one could take it argument further and say because some people are evading taxes, nobody should pay tax.
Good
And I think
point.
that is really not a logical point.
Dinesh,
No,
one line and then I got to go to Nitin.
I
Yeah.
just want to tell you, when we talk about this market economy and such
Yeah.
things, if you look at America, I think it's a welfare state. And why do I tell you that? Inheritance tax in
Yeah.
America is 55%. So today, if Warren Buffett or Bill Gates has to pay money to his son or daughter, he has to pay 55% of his entire money. So there is nothing called a free lunch. And our Indian philosophy, Nalanda and Takshila were by the people. It was all on donation. If you take America, the endowment funds, the Brown University you just went to, $2 billion US they have.
No, but the American
Harvard,
universities also get endowment from Indian industrialists.
of course they do.
But not the Indian
Of course
universities.
they do, but what I'm trying to say that this is the trusteeship.
Yeah.
And because of such law, the Warren Buffett is better off giving to the universities, to the hospitals. Harvard we talk about is 30 billion US dollars.
Yeah.
And this is where more than perhaps $500 billion US goes on charity, and nobody has formed any kind of direct law. So what we are talking about
And
is
also
pittance,
tax
is
compliance,
pittance.
and tax compliance in the United States is of course much higher than it is here. But Nitin Pai, if
Because nothing is in cash.